Okay, hello everyone and welcome. Today is Wednesday, March 8th, 2017. I am Darkside Phil, and I want to say hello and welcome to today's gameplay stream, which is going to be the premiere of Nier Automata. The new release for this week, even though sadly this game's been out for weeks in Japan, and they had the full English version already built into it, which I know is horrendous bullshit. I completely disagree with these staggered releases. There should be a worldwide simultaneous release for these games, especially when the game is ready to be sold. There was no excuse for them to wait a few extra weeks to sell this game in the Americas and Europe. So sadly, you know, those who were insanely into it and wanted to play the game ahead of time bought the Japanese version and played it. Now, I didn't have that option. I don't even know how to get a Japanese version of a game on PlayStation or anything like that, and I was already wrapped up in other games and playthroughs at the time. But, you know, I listened to my viewer base, and over the past couple of weeks, people were like, Phil, even though you said you probably aren't going to play it, please play Nier Automata. We want to see you do a different kind of game. It's very different. It's in line with the Drakengard series, and it's a really good game. People are reviewing it really well, regardless of the fact that a bunch of people have imported it and or got it off the Japanese PSN early. Please play it. So I said, you know what? Well, here's the deal. The only thing I got going on this week, gameplay-wise, really, is Zelda. So, why not mix that up with Nier, and that way we get the variety between Zelda and Nier, right? Makes sense. It makes sense to do this, or else I would have just been playing Zelda every single day, and I know what would have happened. People would have got burnt out on it, okay? So, that being said, I'm excited to see what this game is going to be. Drakengard 3 was a crazy-ass, zany, over-the-top game with some, I don't know, I just remember there were some things about that game that I didn't like at all, but I just thought it was like kind of a weird ass game. What a weird playthrough that was too. Dragons pissing and stuff. It was just really bizarre. Okay, so we will see what will happen. We'll see what will happen here and see how the playthrough goes. The way it's going to work is I'm playing this today. Tonight, offline, I'm not going to stream it. I'm going to be finishing up Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm now at the finals, either the next to last or the last story mission. And I've done all the side content I wanted to do in the game as of last night. So tonight, I'm just going to go to the final stuff and wrap up that playthrough. Okay? So that'll be the end of that game. Tomorrow will be determined probably by you. I'll probably put up a Twitter poll tonight on my Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP. And you can vote on what game you want to see me play tomorrow on stream, whether it's Zelda or more Nier Automata, okay? And then tomorrow night, I will probably be reviewing Horizon Zero Dawn for KO Gaming. That's my YouTube channel where I do all edited content, you know, game reviews and the like, okay? So there you have it. So that's the plan for the next couple days. I just want to remind everyone, this coming weekend, my partnership with Machinima is going to end on DSPGaming, and I need to get that channel shifted into a new YouTube partnership. And what that entails is that at some point, all the ads are going to be removed, and I need to basically contact the new company and let them know that Machinima is done with the channel. Then they got to do their work behind the scenes, get the channel enabled, which is probably going to take a day, I would think. And then at some point, I'm going to have to sit here and manually enable ads on a ridiculous amount of videos. So there's going to be at some point, either Friday or Saturday, I don't know when yet, but at some point in the next couple of days, I'm going to have to sit down and take some serious time to do this stuff, which means I may not be able to live stream for a day, okay? So I'll let you know. I'll let you know this coming weekend what's going on via Twitter and all that. If there is a day I cannot stream, I apologize. I obviously want to be streaming every day, especially with all the new changes and the engagement and more people on stream ever before, and people are cheering and subbing and getting excited for all the new stuff, so I'm excited for it too. But I don't really have control over it, you know what I mean? Like, I can't really help it if I have to freaking take a day away from it in order to set up the stuff on YouTube. So, it is what it is. I will let you know shortly. My arm is bleeding. Apparently I scratched my arm. I'm not even kidding you. Apparently I just scratched my arm, and it is bleeding. Oops. I think I will go grab a tissue to stop this before we continue on with the pre-stream. I'm looking at my fingers now, and I don't have blood all over my hands or anything. So it must have just been I scratched it and nicked it, and it bled. Hold on a second. How weird. Bizarre. I certainly wasn't expecting that. At least it's not a gusher. Yeah, it's just a little thing here. Ugh. Wipe it off, yeah. Okay. So, folks, today is a little different than usual. Today, I'm, again, trying something different with streaming. I have a few changes, big changes, that I need to discuss with you, alright? So, number one, the past couple of days, I've been trying to do it so that you have on-screen integration for cheers and subs. And it's worked, okay, but it hasn't worked seamlessly. And what I mean by that is, if you've been watching the gameplay I've done for the past few days, you know I've been having a lot of technical difficulties, okay? It's various different things that have been happening. OBS freezing and crashing, the stream quality, having issues. There's been a lot of things going on. For the most part, every day I work out more and more issues, and then it seems new ones arise. So it seems like no matter what, every day I want this to go seamlessly and smoothly for you, and then something else happens that hinders it from being a smooth viewing experience, and I apologize for that, okay? So here's what I've done. Yesterday, the issue we were having was that when we were having the on-screen notifications for cheers and subs, it was basically causing a plugin crash, okay? And once the plugin crashed, it would end up freezing up OBS. So that would completely lock the stream up. The stream would go down. I would have to restart OBS. The video that I was making would screw up too. So I would... actually, it's true. Yesterday, when I was streaming Zelda, I had to download 3 different videos that had been lost from the Twitch archives to put on YouTube. The good news is I got the videos. Because I am backing up my streams now on Twitch, I'm able to automatically get those videos and put them right onto YouTube. So it's not an issue if the stream does crash. But obviously, it's incredibly annoying for those of you who are sitting here watching to see this thing crash constantly. And I understand that. Listen, I don't want it to be crashing either. You know? Terrible. You want a smooth viewing experience. And I get that. I want you to have one. And I apologize that it hasn't been like that for the past couple of days. So I've made 2 major changes today, okay? One is I'm not using Streamlabs anymore. I was using Streamlabs since November. It was the way for me to daily basically get information on who was cheering, who was subbing, and all of that. But it didn't seem to be very efficient. In fact, it didn't run very well on my laptop, and it barely... I mean, it worked with the stream, but it was having, like, issues. And so today I've switched to a different service called Muxy. And I'm hoping that Muxy is better. It basically looks the same as Streamlabs did. Like, you're seeing the on-screen notifications already during this pre-stream. And they're not any different. You know, they look the same. In fact, if anything, Muxy is a little bit better because it allows me to change the size of the specific fonts and things during the messages. If you've already seen... the way that it does it is if someone's spamming a crazy-ass message, it just shows the text. It doesn't show the picture. If someone shows a smaller message with a cheer, then it shows the picture and the message. And I was able to mess with it so that you could basically read the text. With Streamlabs, the text was too small and it was blurry and people couldn't really make heads or tails of it. So it seems like it's a little bit better in that regard, okay? So yes, today there will be on-screen notifications for subs and cheers. However... if the stream keeps crashing the same way it did yesterday, then I'm just going to have to disable it completely, okay? And I apologize for that. I don't know what the problem is. It wasn't doing this until yesterday when OBS Studio had an update, a software update, that apparently is causing this issue. Alright? So, I will let you know what happens with that. I'm hoping that this stuff doesn't cause a problem. Alright, hopefully, fingers crossed that there's no problems here with that. The other big announcement for today, folks, and this is something that people have been asking for months. Ever since I returned to Twitch in November, people have been asking for this, so I enabled it as of today. Ladies and gentlemen, as of today, I am accepting tips during the stream. So, you have 3 ways now if you want to contribute and help me out here and allow me to keep doing this as a job. The first is to sub to the channel. And you'll get an on-screen notification for that. The second is to do a cheer. And yes, you'll get an on-screen notification for that. And the third is to leave me a tip. Now you may say, all right, how do you leave a tip? What is that? What's the difference between tips or everything else? Okay. Here's the deal. Here's how tips work. Think of it this way. When you go to a restaurant and you sit down and the waitress comes up and she takes your order and she gives you good service, at the end of the meal, when you're basically signing your check, you can leave a tip. Now that's taxable income. For that waitress, she has to pay taxes on that, okay? It's the same deal. If you're liking the stream, if you're watching it, you're like, man, I really like what Phil's doing. And you don't necessarily, maybe you don't want to do Patreon, because I do have a Patreon, but maybe you don't want to do Patreon because you're not interested in the perks. Or maybe you just, you don't care about a recurring service. Maybe you just want to leave a one-time tip, right? Especially, you go to a restaurant, you don't want to leave a recurring $5 tip a month for the waitress. You just want to leave her a one-time tip for that good experience you had, right? Now you have the ability to do this, okay? How do you do it? Well, it's now listed right on my main Twitch channel page. So if you're on twitch.tv/DarksidePhil right now, you'll see it. It's there listed on my channel page. There's a banner there. It's the picture of me with the Pokemon from, what was it? Pokemon Moon. And it says you can leave a tip by clicking here. If you click on that banner, it'll actually take you to my tips page. Okay? And you'll be able to leave a tip. Now, you may say, well, why would I want to do that instead of doing the cheers? Well, honestly, because it's, first of all, it won't affect stream chat at all. You won't have anything to show on stream chat. Maybe you want to do an anonymous tip. Maybe you're someone who likes me, but you don't want to get the word out that you're supporting me, and I totally get that, especially in the current climate with the way that people stalk me and shit. You can leave anonymous tips. You don't have to actually leave your name or anything in the tip, okay? That's number one. Number two, it's basically you will get the same credit with a pop-up here on the stream. Yes, I've enabled it so Muxy, whenever I get a tip, should give a pop-up on the stream. Now, I can't test it because no one sent me a tip yet. So until I start getting tips, okay, I can't tell you if the pop-up necessarily works. I've tested it with their test thing and it says it does, but I don't know what the criteria are, alright? So if you want an on-screen notification, you can get it with the tips, or you could just be anonymous. It'll just say anonymous tipped this amount of money or whatever, okay? So yeah, both tips, cheers, and subs now have on-screen notifications. Now, ultimately, the best thing about this, about the tip system, is that when you do it, you're basically sending it direct to me. The only people who are going to make money on there is PayPal, because, you know, PayPal does have a transaction fee, okay? So yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. When you send me a tip, PayPal's going to take a cut of it, and there's no way around that. That's always going to be there, okay? But, you know, a lot of people have said, you know, when you buy the bits, I actually don't know how it works when you buy bits. I have no idea. I know that PayPal takes a percentage of it. But it's cool because you get the on-screen notifications with the symbol and everything when you do it in stream chat, right? If you want to do a more direct method and you don't care about stream chat or you want to be anonymous, I guess tips is the way to go. So there you have it. That's the deal. As of today, everything is enabled. We got bits, we got subs, we got tips. Everything is enabled, and I know previously I said I wasn't going to do tips because tax-wise, I didn't know how to do it. Well, the thing is, yesterday, since I decided I'm going full-on streaming here, okay, I decided to do the research, and the research explained to me how to do it properly. So I've done it. I've set it up as tips, not donations, but if I set it up as donations, that's illegal, because actually a donation, legal term for donation, is a monetary gift to a non-for-profit service. Obviously, I'm not a non-for-profit. So if I set it up as donations, that would have been huge problems for taxes. And also, I've set up a completely separate account from my personal one for this system. That way, if there's any issues, right? If the account goes crazy, if there's a lot of, disputes, if there's anything that goes wrong with this account, it won't affect my personal stuff at all. And I'll still be able to keep doing stuff on the personal side and not have to worry about, oh no, my whole PayPal got shut down. I'm just going to warn everyone, if you ever want to do something like this, do not, I will repeat, do not, whatever you do, do not link your personal PayPal account. Okay? Do not link your personal PayPal account with something like this on Twitch. That would be absolutely abysmally bad. Like, crazy ass bad. That would be like worst case, because if it's anything, Lightning Side 17 just tipped $5 and it worked. Look. Trying tips, longtime fan here. It worked. It worked, but someone just said that apparently it says there's a $5 minimum and I didn't want that. Okay, hold on. You know what? Thank God that we're talking about this right now. I could fix that, I think. That must have been maybe a default. I apologize. Someone said they wanted to tip $1 to test it, and it said $5 minimum, and I didn't want that. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can fix that right now. I'm going to see if I can I'll lower it to $1. Hold on. Let me go see if I can fix it. Give me a second. On the fly. Let's see. Let's see. Aha. Okay. I think I fixed it. Alright, hold on. I think we're good. I think I just fixed it on the fly. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I mean, obviously I didn't intentionally set that up like that. That must have been something that was either a default or I did it wrong. Obviously, $1. I'm not gonna open up to change. If you're gonna do smaller than $1, everyone, do the cheers. Okay. If you're gonna do smaller than $1, use a cheer. If you're gonna tip me, $1 would be the lowest. That way, that we're not gonna get people sending 10-cent cheers and stuff, or 10-cent tips and stuff. Alright, so apparently it works. We saw the on-screen notification. It seems to work, right? Alright, well, good. Excellent. Very nice. That's the first time I've ever tried it. It worked. The on-screen notification worked, so it seems like we're good to go for today. Again, I don't know how it's going to work here with the gameplay. I hope this will not crash the game. We'll see, but hopefully this doesn't destroy the stream or anything. Alright? Okay, folks. Oh, and I want to say special shout out to Zavon, or Zavone. I apologize, I don't know how to pronounce your name. He helped me out big time yesterday with figuring all this out. He told me about Muxy. We talked through how to do some of this stuff and the best way to set it up. So I got to give a shout out to him. He just joined the stream chat. And I want to say thank you to him because he really did help me out yesterday getting all this going. So let's hope that it goes well today. Okay? Alright, folks. So that's the deal. That's about it. I don't really want to go too much further in here. Obviously, you've been staring at the plug screen the entire time. So check out my Patreon. Check out my girlfriend's business, The Black Current. That's something completely different from anything, right? And also, I want to say check out my Teespring, which I have a big update in regards to for everyone. My Teespring, which I launched last year. Okay? Last year. What am I? Oh my god. Last week is what I meant to say. Last week I launched my Teespring shop. I have not yet added a link to that to this screen. I do need to add that to this screen. And I apologize it's not on here yet. It's teespring.com/shops. Excuse me. That's wrong. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. I'm going to add a plug of that to this screen. And I'm going to add a stream chat command for that soon. Okay? I launched this store last week. Very successful. I believe I had over 25 sales. And, in fact, I was contacted by Teespring last night. And they said, would you like to do anything else? Would you like to add more products? Would you like to possibly do anything else? Do you have any more art for us? Because we'd like to make more products. What do you have? So, I went back to them. And I said, well, here's what I got. Oh, thanks to Retro Cerberus, who just tipped me $5. Keep up the good work, Phil. Thank you, Retro Cerberus. Appreciate that. Well, the tip system seems to be working. All right, so yeah, so it's up and running, and it was very successful. And they said, "Do you have anything new for the shop?" We actually have a new line of products that we'd like to work with you on. I guess what they're saying is pillows. They've got pillows, and they've got one or two other things, like new products that they actually want to launch on my shop because it did so well in the first weekend. And I said, "Go ahead." So apparently they're going to be adding new products in momentarily. I guess today. I'm not sure. I haven't checked the shop yet this morning because I've been so busy trying to get the stream working. But the other good news is that I've got two people, okay, two people working right now on new artwork for shirts. And one person submitted me the designs yesterday, and I was blown away how good they were. I was like, holy shit, I would totally wear this shirt in a heartbeat. It's really well designed. And so those are going to be going live this weekend. I'm actually going to make a new slew of product this weekend with these new designs. I think you're going to like these new designs. They're really nice, okay? And then there's someone else working on designs for me. And those designs, I don't have an ETA yet, but I do know they're actively working them for me. So, yeah, the good news here is that there's going to be a whole new product line of stuff that I'm going to try to launch maybe this weekend. So, you know, earlier, you know, this last week for a launch weekend for Teespring, it was incredibly successful. I expected to maybe get a handful of orders. I ended up getting like 20 some orders or more. And that's why Teespring contacted me. They're like, wow, that's a good weekend. You know, what's next? Let's keep this going. So this weekend, I'll have more. I'll have more for you. And by the way, I actually ordered 2 shirts myself. And I will be wearing these shirts in videos shortly. So you'll be able to see the quality of the product that Teespring puts out firsthand in my videos and streams. So there you have it. Let me tell you, folks, everything is coming together. If daily we can get live streams with good attendance and people are cheering, subbing, and tipping, and if Teespring works out well, and as this new partnership, rolling into the new partnership on YouTube, goes smoothly, I think we're good to go. I don't think we're going to have any issue moving forward with me doing this as a job. In fact, I want to say special thanks to everyone who tried to convince me to do these things to keep the business afloat, because if I just stayed on YouTube doing it the same way I'd been doing it, I don't know if it would have worked, honestly. But it seems like Twitch is the place to be for daily interactions and potential for growth and all of that. Okay? So, thank you everyone for that, and, alright, that is it. Thank you, folks. It is now time to begin with Nier Automata. About 4 hours of gameplay, you know, sans maybe a 10-15 minute break I'm going to take somewhere in there. Let's do this, folks. Let's start with Nier. I apologize again, the stream was so late, but let's do this. Again, I want to say one more time, warning, if the stream crashes, I apologize. It's something to do with OBS. I've done everything I possibly can to avoid this now, but I obviously, if it happens, it happens. And I will restart the stream, and if we have to disable the notifications, I will. But let's keep our fingers crossed for a smooth stream. Okay, folks? Alright, cheers! I just took a sip from my, my drink here. Cheers to all of you, and let us begin. Sound good? Alright, let's do it.